now. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Linda Ruas, and I'm a teacher and teacher trainer in the UK. It's really good. It's a wonderful pleasure to be with you here this morning. And I have been accompanying Sudan ELDA in their first steps as a new teaching association. So I wish all the teachers in Sudan, all the English teachers especially, a really good future. And I'm very happy to be working with teachers there. Okay, I have two sessions today, and my first one is going to be reimagining dictation. This is my slides. Can you see my slides now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my title, and it is Reimagining Dictation. This is going to be an interactive session, so I want to get people moving around and doing things. In every training session, we need to have some new activities so people can take them straight into their classes on the next day they're teaching, tomorrow or next week. So I hope you will find some activities from this session that are new, that you would like to do with your classes. Let's see how many of these that we get through. Okay, so what classroom activity fulfills all these? No resources, quick to prepare, develops many skills, adapted to any topic, and particularly useful in Sudan. The answer is dictation. And it's particularly useful in Sudan because of Arabic and the difference between Arabic and English. So many people have problems with spelling and writing in English because it's so different. This is a picture of a traditional dictation, and dictation has been a classroom activity for many, many, many years now, for centuries. It's a very traditional teaching technique, but let's look at it and pull it apart and see what newer versions we can do. When we've looked at dictation, you can look at any traditional classroom activity and question it and change it, just like we're doing with dictation today. So this is the traditional version of dictation. So the teacher reads the sentences slowly, the students write them alone, and then they correct the spelling. Yes, we've all done that traditionally many, many times. But look at this green square here. What we need to do in the 21st century is think critically and question everything. This is what we need to do and what we need to teach our students to do. And it also makes teaching and activities more exciting, more vibrant, and updates everything. Can we change all of those features? What do you think? The answer, of course, is yes. So if we cross out each one of these in turn, we can question and change it. For example, if we cross out the teacher, then it could be the students reading the sentences or someone else. If you cross out read sentences, it could be reading something else or something, some other activity, as we're going to look at in a minute. Doesn't have to be slowly, can be quickly. Doesn't have to be the students writing them. Doesn't even have to be writing. It doesn't have to be alone. It doesn't have to be correcting the spelling. So all of these aspects we can change. Ready to try a few dictations? I hope you all have a piece of paper and a pen. You can share, you can work in pairs. Does everyone have paper and pen or pencil? Let's begin. Okay, so the first one is called a picture dictation. Right, I am going to describe my picture and you are going to draw. Okay, no writing, just drawing. So first, can you draw a square on your piece of paper? And that's going to be the picture inside it. Okay, draw a square. Now, you need to listen to me and draw what I describe. Okay, so at the bottom of the picture is lots of grass, green grass, all along the bottom of the picture. Okay, you don't have to do it in the right colors. And then on the left-hand side of the picture, coming out of the grass, is a tree. But the tree looks like broccoli, a vegetable. Okay, so draw your tree. Against the tree is a simple ladder, so people can climb up into the tree. Draw your ladder. And under the tree, on the left, is a small chick, a baby chicken, yellow, with its beak open. In the middle of the picture, on the grass, is a simple bench, a seat for people to sit on. Are you with me? Am I going too fast? And then you need to draw 2 eggs, one either side of the bench in the grass. And the 2 eggs have faces on them and they are smiling. Okay, 2 smiling eggs. And then on the right-hand side of the picture, there are lots of sticks of carrots standing up, looking like a fence. Next to the bench is a vegetable called a radish. And coming out of the top of that is a small umbrella or a sunshade. The last thing is in the top right-hand corner, there is a big sun, but it looks like a sunflower. Okay, how is your picture? I want you now to show your picture to the people around you. Share your pictures, show the others. Are the pictures the same or different? What are the differences? And now I want you to compare it with my picture. Have a look. Was your picture anything like this? Okay, so that is a picture dictation. It's really good for listening skills. It's really good for speaking afterwards. People can compare their picture. It's a really fun thing to do, even for primary school teachers. And I know lots of you are primary school teachers. Of course, it can be a very simple picture. This one is quite complicated for you as teachers. Okay, that was the first one. The next one, are you ready? Dictation number 2. At the end, I will show you all the dictations and you can have a look and decide which ones you're going to use. So this one is called a delayed dictation. I want you to listen to my story, but don't write yet. I want you to write only at the end to see what you remember. Okay? So are you ready with your pen? Don't write yet. Listen, and when I tell you, you can write. Here is my story. Listen. I'm meeting some friends this evening that I haven't seen for years. We're going to go out for an Indian meal. I think we'll probably go for a coffee afterwards. My friends fly back home to Spain on Sunday. Okay, now write now everything you remember from my story. Okay, did you remember some? I'm not going to give you too much time because we have a lot of dictations to get through. Of course, in class, you could give the students a lot more time to write in pairs. Of course, you could read it 2 or 3 or 4 times. There are different ways of doing these dictations. How many different tenses did you find in your story that you wrote? Let's have a look and compare it with mine, okay? So you can help your partner, of course. This was my story. Did you write something similar? Or if I'd given you more time, would you have written something similar to this? And this is very useful because there are, as you can see with the red bold, there are 4 different tenses in this very short piece of writing, this very short story. So there's the present continuous, the going to future, the future simple, and the present simple, and they're all talking about the future. So this is a really nice way of getting learners involved, having the text themselves, and focusing on future tenses in context as well. Okay, so we've done 2. Let's have number 3. And number 3 is called a banana dictation. Okay, we all like bananas, I think. So I'm going to dictate some phrases, and I want you to write down what I say. But when I say banana, you need to write something that fits the phrase instead of banana. So don't write banana, write something else that fits the phrase. Okay, so let's have a look. My first one is pineapple, banana. This is our example. So what did you write? Did you write pineapple, banana? No. You need to write something like pineapple cake or pineapple juice. So you need to think and write something that goes with pineapple. Is that okay? Let's do a few more. So, number 2, nuclear banana. Okay. Number 3, over my dead banana. Number 4, I see what you banana. And the last one, number 5, banana addict. Banana addict. Of course, you can use a different word, not banana, but banana is quite a nice international word that doesn't offend anyone. So it's quite a funny word to have in phrases. Can you please now share with your table or your partner and show them what you have written down? What are your phrases? Compare. Okay, did you get the same or different? So this is what I said. Pineapple, banana, nuclear banana, over my dead banana, I see what you banana, and banana addict. And this is a brilliant opportunity to look at collocations, which, as we know, are words that fit together in chunks. It's much easier to learn phrases and words in chunks than words alone. And let's see my suggested answers. Of course, there are often no right answers. So pineapple, it could be many things. Pineapple cake, pineapple juice, pineapple pieces. Yep. Maybe you have different things. Nuclear power, nuclear reactor, nuclear energy, nuclear disaster. For number 3, I think there is only one possibility. So only one collocation with that phrase. Over my dead body, which means, of course not. If I say, can I borrow your car? And you say, over my dead body, it means, no, of course not. Number 4, there are maybe 2 possibilities. I see what you mean. I see what you did there. And number 5 has many possibilities. It could be drug addict, shopping addict, sex addict. There are many things, TV addict, social media addict. There are more things that are happening now. Okay, so that is number 3, the banana dictation. Okay, are you enjoying them so far? Okay, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is a vocabulary dictation. So this is good for revising vocabulary or for teaching new vocabulary for higher level students. I would like you to make 3 columns on your paper and call the columns A, B, and C. Okay, if you put A, B, C at the top of the columns, I'm going to dictate some words, and I want you to put the words in the column that you feel happiest with. For example, if I dictate a word you think is easy, a word that you know and can explain, write the word in column A. If it's a word you don't know, write it in column C. And there's no problem with that at all, because this is a learning task. If it's a word you sort of know, half and half, 50-50, maybe, put it in column B. Let's do an example. Okay, so my first word is protect. Protect. Where are you going to write it? And it doesn't matter if you write them in different columns from your partner, for example. I think most people know and can explain the word protect. So I think most people have written that word in column A. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to tell you some more words and I want you to write them in the column you want to write them. Okay, ready? Sustainability. Sustainability. Next word, biosphere. Biosphere. Next, climate change. Climate change. Next, celebrate. Celebrate. Next, protest. Protest. Next, riot. Riot. 2 more. Next, kettling. kettling. And last one, demonstration. Demonstration. Now, show your partner where you have put the words and see if your partner has some words in column A that you put in B and C. And if they have, they can help you and they can explain to you. So we could do this as a whole room activity where all the students get up and show their papers and learn from each other. So you're looking at the columns. Have a look at your partners. Have they got the words in different columns or the same columns? You can ask them to explain, and this is very good for student-student explanation, especially when you have mixed level classes. Okay, these are the words. This is not the right answer, of course. You have to put them where you want to. Of course, you can Google these words later if you don't know now, or you can look up in a dictionary. It's very, very good for spelling as well, because people write the words the way they think, and then they can check the spelling of these words afterwards. Okay? Next one. Next one is an unfinished dictogloss. Okay, so a dictogloss is a variation on dictation where you're speaking normal speed, not slowly. And this one is unfinished, so you need to finish my dictation in pairs together. So this is the instructions. I will read it twice, normal speed, okay? While I'm reading it, you need to note down the key words, the important words. And then, in pairs, you have the help of others, you have to reconstruct and write it out. It doesn't have to be the same as the original, what I said, but it has to be grammatically accurate. So this is very, very good practice for grammar, spelling, writing, working together, helping each other. It's quite difficult for students, so you have to practice and start with very short articles or dictations. And then when they get better, they become a lot more independent. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to read this twice, normal speed. You note down the keywords, and afterwards you need to reconstruct it. Ready? Okay. Next Saturday, 25th of March, is Earth Day. In order to celebrate and protect our Earth, I am planning to... ... Continue. Did you write down some keywords? Okay, second time. Next Saturday, the 25th of March, is Earth Day. In order to celebrate and protect our Earth, I am planning to... ... Okay, so with your partner now, I want you to check, write out what I said, and continue. So you need to say what you are planning to do to celebrate and protect our Earth. I'll give you 2 minutes for this task in pairs. Okay? Okay, did you get the same? I won't give you too long because you'll get an idea of the task and we have others to cover. This was what I said. Did you write down something similar? And this is true. This is Earth Day next Saturday. What are you planning to do? How are you going to celebrate and protect the Earth? Any good ideas? For example, you could plant a tree or plant a few trees. You could clear up some litter, some rubbish with some students maybe. Or you could talk to students, talk to the class about the importance of protecting and celebrating our Earth. This is a good dictation because it gets people really thinking to recreate the text afterwards. And also it involves your own ideas. So you are adding to the dictation and completing it in your own way. Okay? Ready for the next one? The next one is a problem-solving dictation. So this is a relaxed dictation now, a normal traditional dictation. But as I'm reading it, as you're writing it, I want you to think about the problem, think about the story, and I want you to explain something at the end. Are you ready? It's a very short story. Okay. A father and son are in a horrible car crash, that kills the dad. The son is taken to the hospital, just before the operation, the surgeon says, I can't operate. That boy is my son. Okay, so you need to explain with your partner now. Look at your dictation together and see if you can explain the situation. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, has anyone found a solution? Do you understand this story? When you compare with your partner, really, really useful for students because they can learn from each other. They can compare the spelling, compare the grammar, ask each other about it because people often hear different things. Here is my story. The question is, who is the surgeon then? Can you explain the story? Okay, this is a typical problem-solving problem because most people think the surgeon is a man, but it's not. The surgeon is the boy's mother. And this shows a lot of our gender preconceptions. Many people, most people, in fact, when they hear this story, have an image of a man as the surgeon and can't understand the story because it doesn't make sense if the surgeon is a man. So this is to remind us that, of course, surgeons can be and are women. And this is raising awareness of gender differences and value. Okay, so now, can we try this? I don't know if we can. This is a really good type of dictation, a shouting dictation, which with my students, it really raises their confidence and makes them speak much more clearly when there is a lot of background noise. Lots of my students speak like this. They don't move their lips very much when they speak, and they have to enunciate clearly and speak as clearly as possible. Now, I don't know. Do we want to try? My suggestion is that you take your story, this story on your paper. This is your story. You're going to dictate. And you stand up in 2 lines, one along the left wall of the room and one along the right wall. Do we have some volunteers who would like to do this? And then you find a partner on the other side of the room and you shout your dictation to them. Everyone at the same time. It makes a lot of noise. It's really good fun. And everyone learns how to speak clearly and with more confidence. Are you going to try it? It's very difficult for me to do this when I can't see you. So I don't know if you're going to try it or not. I can't hear any noise, so I think you're not trying it. Okay. Okay, so let's move on and do the next one. Okay.
Linda?
Yes?
This is Yusuf. There is one question.
Sorry, Yusuf?
No, there is one question. I thought that it was, we're going to do something with the camera, so I think we need to face the camera to the people.
Sorry, I can't understand what you're saying. The audio is not clear. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, Yusuf?
Yeah, I'm trying to face the camera so that you can see the people.
Okay. It's better if I can see people, but it's no problem if not. Okay, let's try the next one anyway. The next one is a running dictation. Now, I'm not sure if you can do that today. Do you have a piece of paper on you, or are there people on the committee, the Elder Committee, who have brought a piece of paper with something written? I asked the committee to bring a piece of paper, and if the committee members are there with their piece of text, I would like the committee members to stand along the sides of the room with your piece of paper. And then I want one person from each table to run to the piece of paper and get a chunk of language in your head, just maybe 3 or 4 words, and then run back to your group and dictate to them. Do we have any committee members with texts in their pocket? Okay, if we can't do that, it's no problem. You can imagine the activity. Aha. Oh, now I can see the room. Yes. Okay. Ah, okay. So do we have any committee members there with texts? If we do, wave your hand.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So Yusuf, can you stand at the corner of the room, at the side of the room? And then one person from each table can run to Yusuf, look at the text, remember the first few words and run back to their table and dictate to the others. Good, running, yeah. Okay, and then you have to continue and run back. Very good, runners, yes. Very good. Okay, let's stop there for now. We have demonstrated the task. Thank you very much, Mohammed Yusuf. So this is a very good activity to raise the energy levels of students. Now, if you have a text, you can stick it on the side of the walls of the classroom. You get the students in groups. And this is a very student-centered activity because they are dictating to each other. You have to be very careful that they don't trip up or put their foot out to trip the others up. And it's like a competition to see which table can get the text first. Of course, the text needs to be the right level for the students, but it's really good fun. Students always enjoy it. Okay, we just have 2 more. The next one is word stress dictation. Did you know you could use dictations to practice pronunciation? So here are 3 columns. I would like you to write A, B, C at the top of 3 columns on your paper. A, B, C. And I'm going to dictate some words, and you have to put them in the column you think they go in. So these columns are the stress pattern. There are 3 syllables in each word, but the stress is different. In A, the stress is on the first syllable. Okay. In B, the stress is on the second syllable, and C, the stress is on the third syllable. Let's do an example first. What about the word dictation? Which column will you put that in? A, B, or C? B, yes, yes. So dictation, the stress is on te, it goes in the middle. So I'm going to dictate some more words. You write them in the column that you think. Okay, and it's all words connected with today's event and with teaching. First, timetable. Timetable. Then interact. Interact. Next, syllabus. Syllabus. Collocate. Collocate. Researcher. Researcher. Interfere. Interfere. Membership. Membership. Volunteer. Volunteer. And last word, banana. Banana. Okay, now, can you compare on your tables, show your list to the others to see if you have put them in the same places? compare with the people next to you. Okay, do you have the same? Let's check. Okay, so here are the answers. This time they are correct in the correct columns. And these are many important words like banana for the banana dictation, researcher for this afternoon's topics, membership of Sudan ELDA, volunteer, that ELDA needs a lot of volunteers to make it work very well, and interact for one of the best things about teaching, to get students to interact. This is good for revising vocabulary. It's good for a spelling test with a difference, because it gets everyone to think about the word stress, which is so important in pronunciation. Okay, the final one, number 10, a group dictation, we're not going to do because that would take too long, but please try it out in class. So this is a brilliant activity, and I do this very often in my classes in London. There are 4 instructions. The first, A, you need to take any text and cut it into 4 pieces. You have to cut it horizontally, not vertically. That wouldn't work. You need to set up groups of 4 students and give 1 piece to each person. Then they take turns to dictate their part to the others in the group. And when they've finished, they all check with the originals on the table. So this task is brilliant, one of my favorite tasks. It's very student-centered because they're listening to each other. It's minimal teacher preparation and involvement. All you have to do as the teacher is get a text and cut it up. You need a pair of scissors, and you're not involved in the actual task at all. It's really good for students to develop their English. It develops their listening, their pronunciation, their reading, writing, grammar, and spelling. So it's a wonderful task. So this is the end of this session. These are all the variations on a very simple task. Which one do you like best, and which one are you going to use in class next week? Tell the person on your table. Okay, I will share these slides again with you. We can put them in the members WhatsApp group so that you can see them if you forget. I hope there is something for everyone there that you can try with your learners. And I'd like to encourage you to experiment and invent new activities. We teachers are very creative, and we're very good at inventing new things and new ways of doing things. Please don't worry if you're trying a new task and it goes wrong. This is very good for learning, and we learn from it, and we can do better next time. Also, you need to share what you do and your experiments. You need to discuss them to learn from each other. Let's all learn and develop as teachers together. And thank you for being here. That's the end of this, my first session. And I'm going to stop recording now. I'll see you later.